morning, dear student. Welcome in online classes of Munda International School. Dear student, as you know well that we are discussing regarding chapter number 4 of history, tribal societies and colonialism. And from last 2-3 lecture, you have seen that we are continue with the topic, and that is regarding the tribal revolts. Reason behind the revolts you all know well. That was a kind of, we can say, unrest against the British and their policies of the tribes, and as a result different tribal societies, they were against to the Britishers, and they started the revolt or rebellion, an agitation we can call. In the same series, you have seen in last lecture we have discussed about Kol rebellion, Sathal rebellion, Ho tribes, Pahadia revolt. And you have noticed only one thing, that these almost all the revolts are there because of the exploitation of Britishers. That how they are going to exploit the Indian tribes, how the Indian tribals are there, they are simply tortured by the Britishers. How they are going to frame the policies, those are only one-sided, we can say, where the kind of exploitation is there of the Britishers, of the tribes, and there is a benefit of Britishers. So obviously you know very well, my dear student, that if the policies are not for the welfare of the people, maybe they are the tribals, they are the, you can say, the other people of different societies, definitely they will raise their voice against that system. So in this regard, continuously you know well that we are discussing about the different tribal revolts. I hope whatever the tribal revolts we have discussed in last 2 lecture and the reason behind the revolts you understood very nicely. Even any doubt, I said to you that you can discuss with me. In the same series, today is the last lecture of this chapter, my dear student, and we are going to do the case study. Case study means a kind of particular study regarding the Chhotanagpur plateau, in which we can say the north east, where the different tribal revolt were there, and one of the very famous rebellion, Munda Rebellion of Chhotanagpur plateau, was very famous. And till now, you know, one man and his name is in our mind, that was Birsa Munda, a kind of legend of that time. In the first lecture, that was a kind of introduction of this chapter, also we have discussed that why still Birsa Munda is very famous. And so many times in different exams also this question asked, that who was the very famous legend of the tribes of that time of Chhotanagpur plateau. To my dear student, none other than Birsa Munda. So today in this lecture we are going to know about the Birsa Munda, a leader of Munda tribes, and how actively he took part in this rebellion, and how he became finally as a legend for lifetime. So let's start, my dear student. First of all, we are going to know about the Munda Rebellion, that what was a kind this Munda Rebellion. Munda is the name of a tribe you know very well, especially one of the most important tribal uprising against the British in India. Munda is prominent tribe of Singhbhum and Ranchi district. Yes, these two names you should keep in mind, Singhbhum and Ranchi district of Chhotanagpur region, and this region is in Jharkhand. So in Jharkhand state, Chhotanagpur region or Chhotanagpur plateau, you can call these two areas, Singhbhum and Ranchi. These two areas under the you can say kind of these tribes belongs so from these two areas. And the rebellion occurred during 1899 to 19th century, and the main aim to the rebellion was to set up Munda Raj by chasing out money lenders. So Birsa Munda, my dear student, he was well aware about the exploiting policy of Britishers. He know very well that Britishers want to exploit the India's natural wealth. That's why he decided, and he know very well, because in the beginning also you have seen that how different tribals they suffered. Their condition was really very miserable because of the Britishers. So finally he was totally against the Zamindari system, because the Zamindars are simply, we can say, exploiting the rights of the tribes, and especially to the money lenders. Why, well, in Santhal revolt we have already discussed how Santhals were against the Britishers because of money lenders. So he want to chase out the money lenders and Hindu landlord and the government. He was totally against to Hindu landlords. Why? Because they are also torturing to them, as they are going to encourage the land of tribes. Money lenders very well, because they are giving the money on high interest, and government is also somewhere, because the Britishers are there at that time, so they are not in the favor of the tribes. So simply Birsa Munda was totally against to these three, and he want to establish his own Raj as Munda Raj. Next, Birsa didn't like the occupation of the people, and he was totally against to Zamindari system. He advised his tribals not to pay land revenue. You see the kind of daring of that legend at that time, that how Britishers are very powerful. Even he just advised to all the tribes of that time that you will not pay a single penny to Britishers, single paisa to the Britishers as a tax. He was totally against the Zamindari system also, and he was said to his own people also, to all tribes also, that they will not do any kind of occupation in which somewhere the benefit is there of the Britishers. Then after, you see, he lead the Munda tribe, and he was accompanied by 400 armed Mundas. Finally, he decided to overthrow the Britishers. He just taken the kind of help and support, and really almost all the Munda tribes as well as other tribals are there. They are giving the full support to Birsa Munda, and finally by the 400 armed Mundas, he attacked on Khunti police station, a police station of Britishers in August 1897. And after this, my dear student, obviously he attacked. Definitely when the attack will be there, then Britishers are also going to give the kind of reply to Birsa Munda. There is a kind of civil fight, we can say. And finally Birsa Munda was arrested on February 19th in Chhotanagpur forest, because after then he ran away in the forest, and as a result what happened, the Britishers chased him, and finally he caught by Chhotanagpur forest, and he died in Ranchi jail in June 19th century in 1900, you can call. Why? Because after then Britishers are going to arrest. Then same inhuman practice practiced on Birsa Munda also, and because of that he got died in Ranchi jail only. But still we are not aware about the contributions and about some other work of Birsa Munda. We are going to know more about him, that how great legend he was, why so many tribal peoples are, they are really very much we can say devoted towards him. So we are going to know the more contribution about Birsa Munda also, but till then you have to wait, because before this we are going to know more about the revolts in the northeastern side also. So you see here that just after getting the inspiration, we can say after getting the motivation, in some of the other areas of northeast side, they also, where the tribals are living, they also started the revolt against the Britishers. Just like first of all we are going to know about the Assam. In Assam, the farmers of Assam revolted in 1893 to 1994 due to the increase in land revenue. Earlier it was 50, then it was 70%, especially in Kamrup and Darang district. So in Kamrup and Darang district, the farmers are there. Earlier they are paying less than 50, but now it increased up to 70%. Obviously you know very well that the income was not so. Okay, when the crop is failure, then also they have to pay the tax. Same, simply we can say that kind of agrarian policies of Britishers we have discussed in chapter number 3. The same kind of policies they are going to impose on tribes also. And my dear student, government also declared that if anyone is not paying the tax, refusing to pay the tax, then their land will be confiscated by the Britishers. So this led to a series of war. Means so many protests, so many kind of revolts were there against the Britishers. No doubt Britishers suppressed all the revolts brutally. Why? Because of so much power, so much modern weapons were there with them. But it shows that yes, the people and the tribes of Assam were also somewhere revolted because of the policies of Britishers. Same my dear student, we know about here, know about the Manipur also. In Manipur, after the death of the king Manipur, his son Surchandra succeeded the throne. So just system as that the king eldest son will be the next ruler of that. So Manipur's son, the king got died, and in place of the king, now his son Surchandra became the king. But Prince Tikendrajit, he was succeeded by the member of the royal family. So as a member of the royal family, Tikendrajit is going to remove the Surchandra, and he occupied the throne. After that, what happened, that Surchandra, taken the help and support of Britishers. That yes, somewhere the Tikendrajit removed me from my throne, and I want your shelter, I want your help and support. Finally, Britishers supported to Surchandra, and they are going to attack on Tikendrajit on 27 April 1891. And he fought bravely, Tikendrajit, and at the end he was captured and finally hanged. So in Manipur also in this way there is a kind of revolt against the Britishers, that how first Surchandra taken and then help, and then Tikendrajit brutally murdered by Britishers. Then after the Khasi tribe, here we are to know about the Khasi also. It is also one of the very important tribe of hilly region between Janithia and Garo Hills. And in around approximately 1860, my dear student, the British got imposed house tax. Okay, they are going to impose a tax that those people are having their kind of pakka house. They have to pay the tax to the Britishers. Means they are having the intention of earning that, somehow they want to earn the money. So they started imposing the tax on house also. As a result, this Khasi tribe was not happy, and then this revolt led by the Yukyang Nogba, who was later captured and same hanged by the Britishers. Still, the series of revolts is not going to stop. Another revolt broke out in 1872 under the Patong Sangama, when the British sent their troops to establish their control over the Garo Hills. So he was over the Garo Hills. At the time he was the leader, Patong Sangapa, and he also fought bravely against Britishers, but finally he was captured and hanged by Britishers. You see that here also we have seen the series of rebellion, just like how first Munda Rebellion, then in northeast side also revolts were there, like in Assam revolt there, then in Manipur, in Khasi, and some other revolts just like started by different tribes at the time. Finally, you have seen, and the only result one is there, that Britishers finally got success to suppress the revolt easily because of their modern weapons and because of their superior power techniques. Now last case study, you want to know the role of Birsa Munda. My dear student, he was a great leader of Chhotanagpur plateau. If you want to know more, so he was born on 15 November 1875 in Ulihatu, Ranchi. He was aware of the Britishers' plot of exploiting India's natural wealth. As I already said in the beginning, the Birsa was well aware about the policies of Britishers, that they want to destroy the India's wealth, they want to control the natural beauty of India, they want to exploit the tribes of India also. And in this regard, from the beginning only, he was totally against to the Britishers. Number two, he was deeply hurt by the Forest Act. That act I already discussed, I already explained you in the lecture number 2, that because of one forest policy, the tribes are there, they are not happy. So my dear student, one policy in 1882, very important, when the Forest Act was passed by the Britishers. In 1882, one act was passed by the Britishers, and as per this act, what happened, that whatever the wasteland areas were there, they are also converted into the protected land, simply we can say. Means earlier those areas are not used, now those areas are also under the control of Britishers. Finally, my dear student, that even for they are going to enter in forest, then they have to take the permission. If they are going to pluck anything, they are going to collect from forest, then also they have to pay the tax. They have to inform the Britishers. So by this, the Birsa Munda was really very deeply hurted that yes, what kind of act passed by the Britishers. And you know very well that this act is only for the purpose of earning the money and to exploit the tribals. So by the act of 1882, which is known as Forest Act, he was deeply hurted. And under this, my dear student, British notified that I already explained to you. And a terrible famine also broke out in 1895. So you see, in 1882, this Forest Act policy was passed by the Britishers, Then after in 1895 one famine, a terrible famine was also there. But in this famine time, the Birsa Munda became a great legend for the tribals. Why? Because he is going to help and support to almost all the tribal peoples, especially those are dying because of hunger, because of starvations. Okay, and he helped and became the legend during his lifetime because of this help and support. So finally, see my dear student that how Birsa Munda became very great legendary for the tribes. Simply we can say that in each and every we can say situation he is going to support to the Mundas as well as to other tribes. He was the only one person to dare to raise the voice against the Britishers. Number 3, especially in a situation that was a situation of famine in 1895, where almost all the tribal peoples are there, they are dying because of starvation and some other kind of problems were there. He supported, he helped them to come out from such a harsh situation and became a legend for lifetime. So whatever we have discussed about, we can say tribals, about their societies, about their economical conditions, then after with the advent of Britishers, how they exploited, how their conditions are dramatically changed, then the different revolts in which we have discussed about Padia, Ho, Kol, Sathal, then Northeast revolt like Birsa Munda revolt, then after in Manipur, in Assam, and how the Birsa Munda became a great legend for the tribals, and today still it is we can say in the mind of everyone that how the great contribution he has given, especially to the tribes. So this is all regarding this chapter we have discussed. I hope you understood this complete chapter. After this, my dear student, I am going to share the complete solution of this. Please complete in neat and clean handwriting in your fan notebook. Go through, learn also, keep doing, continue practice, my dear student. Even any doubt and inquiry is there, feel free to discuss with me. Thank you. Have a nice day.